Christian hip hop artist Derek Minor, you decided to push back against Forrest Frank's warning about the AI Christian singer who's topping the charts. Take a look.
I saw Forrest Frank say that AI don't have the Holy Spirit, yada, 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 yada. But here's the problem with that perspective. There's a lot of Christian songs that people love today that had people that weren't Christians write the songs, that helped with the songs, or that weren't Christians that played guitar on the songs, or bass or drums that, you know, on the songs. So also hip hop, like that splice loop. What if an atheist made that splice loop that you took and put drums on and made your Christian song too? But what if the person that's using the AI is a Christian? They love God and they just use the tools to their advantage. Maybe they're not a talented artist, maybe they're not a talented writer, but they have taste and they wanted to worship.
So, Derek, the AI debate is getting very heated, as you know. Some folks think, maybe the Antichrist is AI. And then other folks say, hey, let's use it in as many ways as we can to spread the gospel. Where do you stand on the debate?
First of all, I wanna preface something before I go any further. To the Frankocostals out there that he does no wrong and he walks on water, I don't want no smoke. This has zero to do with Forrest Frank, but it has everything, in my opinion, to do with AI and how we view technology, right? So number one, I want to acknowledge this as well. A lot of AI are trained on actual artists' work, and those artists do not get any pay back for any of that, right? So we have to acknowledge the fact that some of these AI they're being trained on actual artist work, and those artists don't get compensated. And that is wrong. And I want to make sure that people know that if that is happening, that is wrong. But as far as the tool itself, the thing for me is I don't like when we spiritualize something that shouldn't be spiritualized. It's, in my opinion, when you look at AI, it's an algorithm. It's a computer program. It's no different, in my opinion, from auto-tune. There's a lot of people that cannot sing without auto-tune. They need help from the AI to take the note and make it right on key. So when I was looking at this, there was this concept of the AI doesn't have the Holy Spirit. And then so I'm like, yeah, of course it doesn't have the Holy Spirit, but neither does the digital audio workstation, the synthesizers that we use, the plugins, and the auto-tune that people use. So it's not about the tool as much as it is. If the tool is made righteously, it's not about the tool as much as it is about the application of the tool. So when you go and peel the onion back further, as far as when you look at this actual song, it was made by a guy named Topher Music. So when I first saw the song, I saw this black dude and I was like, man, they made an AI of a black guy. Well, you go and find that it's the guy made an AI version of himself. The chart topping song is a digital version of himself, and he prompted the song. And to my knowledge, I don't know much about his life, but he seems to be a very conservative Christian leader. So then my pushback on that was, or a very conservative Christian artist. So my pushback is, it's not about the tool as much as the heart behind it. So if this guy is a Christian and these lyrics mean something to him, he may have used AI to generate it, but that doesn't mean that his heart isn't in the creation of the product.
So let me ask you this, Derek. Let's take it to let's extrapolate this more. Let's say if you looked at the Christian hip hop billboard and you replace Lecrae and Mineo and yourself and NF and Forrest Frank and go down the list and with a bunch of AI guys, would that bother you?
So here's my perspective. My perspective is I don't believe that I don't believe that AI artists are going to replace real artists, because the thing that made us love an artist has never just been the song. You don't love, let's bring Forrest Frank. People don't just love Forrest Frank's music. They love what Forrest Frank stands for. They love who he is as a person, and he makes great music, right? We didn't build our 116 off of people just loving the music. They loved the fact that we were young, urban guys that stood for something and we happened to make music. So, what I believe for artists right now, that if you just go song for song, you're not going to be able to outgenerate AI. You're not, it could create around the clock. It doesn't take a break. But the thing that AI cannot do as of now is AI cannot tell the stories of humans better than humans. That's why even with this particular song, this wasn't just AI just generating a song. If you've ever used ChatGPT before and asked it to write you song lyrics or write a sermon or write anything for you, you know AI cannot write anything that in and of itself that is human. It takes a human to use it to be able to deal with the nuance of being a human. So my perspective is you will not get replaced by AI, but you very well might get replaced by a human that's using AI.
Okay,
That's
so
my
Derek, I've known you for years. I love you. I love you to death. And I think it's such an interesting debate, right? And I know that you've placed yourself, you waded into the waters of the AI debate, which is a very heated debate. Let me ask you this: is there anything about AI when it comes to Christian spaces, presenting the gospel, sermons, music? Is there anything about AI that does give you pause? Is there anything about AI that you feel like we should be weary about? Or are you team, hey, let's use this tool, let's squeeze all of the juice out of this lemon to help spread the gospel?
So I'll tell you this. I have as much pause about AI as I do about a hammer, in the sense that the person, or as I would about firearms, the same argument can be made for a person that loves firearms. Hey, someone could take and mow down a whole bunch of people with this gun, or someone can hunt and feed their family with that gun. It's the intention of the person using it. And I think a lot of times we attribute the evilness to the wrong thing. We attribute the evilness to the tool as opposed to the user of the tool. And that's my perspective. So a hammer can build, but a hammer can also destroy. So my pause is more around humanity's access to AI. There's always been people that have plagiarized sermons, plagiarized songs, plagiarized books, have created schemes, and they didn't even need AI to do that. So I believe that all AI is going to do is make the scammers better scammers. But I also believe in the hands of the righteous, AI can make can allow that righteous person to have more tools to be able to get their message out. My biggest pause, though, as far as AI, is the way that it's created. I don't like the fact that it seems that people's copyrighted materials are being fed into this machine and then being spit back out as if it's original ideas. I don't like that. That's wrong. I don't like that. I don't like also the fact of what it does to the environment. I think that that's bad. So I'm not team AI. Let's just go all in, but I'm also a realist. And once the genie is out of the box, then the church has to begin to say, what are we going to do since the genie's out of the box? We can't close our eyes and wish the genie to go back in the box. It doesn't work that way. Life never works that way.
Well, I cannot wait to read the YouTube comments on this video. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna get myself a cup of coffee and just sip and read all the comments. But let me ask you this, maybe in closing, brother. You are flesh and blood. You are not AI. I've hung out with you in person. You're a real person. Derek Minor, incredible artist. How can folks access your content? How can we get more of Derek Minor's music? Where should people go if they want to interact with your stuff online?
Yeah, you can go to derekminor.com and that'll take you to all of my social media, but the Derek Minor on pretty much all platforms. And I'd love to have a conversation with you. Like, hey, for me, I feel as though we've lost the ability to be on opposite sides of a decision without having strong emotion or hate towards one another. So
Mhm.
just want to let anybody know, if you disagree with me, that's fine. Let's chat about it. Long as we can be respectful. I'm always open to debate.
I've always valued that about you. You know, you are in such a unique spot, right? Christian, hip hop, urban, suburban, Nashville, Frank. Like,
Right.
there's just so many. There's so many things that you can see that you don't have to see both sides, but you choose to see both sides. You choose to live in the tension. You choose to live in the gray. And I've always valued how you genuinely are interested in a conversation, not shouting, not clickbait. Let's talk. And that's something that I personally value about you, Derek. And so I think you're just a gift in that way. But as for now, thanks for coming on, my friend, and God bless.